Alright, hey everybody, Fatal Ferret here, back to bring you another manga first take. And today we're going to be taking just a quick look at the One Punch Man. And so, I think this is a superhero manga. This is a superhero like genre manga that the manga world has just so badly needed. I've been waiting for this series for a long time, kind of for several reasons, and when I finally found out that it was finally coming to print, it just made me so happy, and it really just lived up to every expectation I had for it. And so the series revolves around this guy right here. I believe you pronounce it Saitama, and he's basically, so the world like hasn't really been given like all that much world building, but with a manga like this, it almost is like it hasn't needed it. I believe they live, is it like City Z, I believe is actually like where this takes place someplace in Japan. And they're just mysterious monsters that pop up, and there are some superheroes, and there are like mutants, and all that kind of stuff that just kind of just happens for reasons. And you have this one guy that we can all relate to. He's kind of down in his luck, and he's out of a job, and he can't, do anything it seems like right. And he somehow, through more reasons, acquires these superhuman type abilities where he basically is so immensely strong and powerful that he can defeat any opponent with one punch. However, this has become boring for our main hero because basically he gets no excitement from anything he does, because every fight he's in, he just finishes it with one punch. And so I can see where people would think, and I even thought this a little bit myself before I started the series, how the series was going to do that successfully, because it's like, well, that's kind of boring, you have one guy that just always does it with one punch. But the series is just so much more than that. It's so much more in-depth, the characters are interesting, and I have a feeling, especially the farther we get into the series, I've heard that it definitely gets better and expands on the story a lot. So some people might think, it's kind of boring as you can see there, and stuff like that, but this series has been anything but that. Another reason I was super excited about this series is because one of my favorite all-time series is actually iShield 21. And this just so happens that the mangaka for that also is doing this series as well, which makes me so happy. So every once in a while I see glimpses of that similar art style. And so Saitama, I already forget how to say it. I just watched a video how to pronounce this in Japanese. But he's just such a relatable character in so many ways. Obviously not a ton of ways, because he's got the superhuman strength. But he just kind of seems like a normal person. And a lot of manga stuff, you have, they try to make these, shonen type characters relatable. But there's something just different. He just doesn't really care. And the tagline for this, for him, is so perfect just to describe the series itself. He's a superhero for fun. And that's kind of what this series feels like. It feels fun, but at the same time, the action scenes and when shit is going down, it really feels suspenseful. It feels meaningful, but they have a way of adding a bunch of comedy to the series, which is also, it's just perfect. It's a very well done blend, in my opinion. And so, there's another character here, just a little backstory on him. That's just, I believe it's Genos. Or Genos, I'll just take a stab in the dark at that. And he is also this basically cyborg type humanoid person who has decided to become our main hero's I guess you could say sidekick. It's funny because it never really says anything like that. It says master, but there are so many parallels. I just thought on the top, I'm wait a minute, he's his sidekick, but I hadn't even thought of it that way this entire time. And so this started off as just a webcomic, and it just blossomed into, the anime obviously just came out, as some of you could see, and it looks like it's going to be great. I haven't had the chance to watch it yet, but I can't wait. And so, if you like normal shonen manga in general, you'll really like this. This has got great comedy aspect. It's got great art. It has a great difference in art styles throughout the whole series, and I mean that as far as look at this. These covers are epic, but most of the time he's just got this faces like this that were just poorly drawn, and that's kind of a callback to how it was originally a webcomic, but this is awesome times where it's such detail and like real serious moments, like awesome combat, but then, you know, it'll always just kind of revert back to, let me see if I can find a good page here. It'll just revert, I can't find one. There's Genos, Mosquito, I love Mosquito Lady. See, this is a good example of like when it's awesome and serious, and then it usually just reverts back pretty much to things like this especially. And then these faces are always enjoyable. And so, it's been a really fun series. I am so happy that this series has been released in print, and then I'm able to grab them. I definitely recommend you guys go grab these because you'd be missing out if you didn't. But anyway guys, I've been Fatal Fair. I do some first takes, I do some figure unboxings, anime unboxings, and manga hauls and stuff like that. So if you'd like to see more of that, go ahead and join the business today by subscribing and all that good happy stuff. And if you like iShield21, go down in the comments below and tell me about it. But anyway guys, I will see you back on the prowl next time. Bye bye!